Do you need a card that is a little bit more special? The one I have for you today requires a few more steps, but it is still sweet and simple. I'm Sylvie from sylviestamps.com. Join me at my table. So this is the special card that we are making today. It is still sweet and simple, like it's not too complicated, a few more steps than usual, but not too bad and pretty special. So let's go through the steps that to make this card. I will be using the Layering Leaves stem set and punch, which is really nice. There's a number of leaves here that you can layer and punch, and so we will be playing with that. And we also will be making a special background. So I have a piece here of Blackberry Bliss that is, I forget the 4.5 by 3.25. Okay, and to soften it up a little bit because it is a little stark, we are going to use a mask, one of the Artistic Mix decorative masks. I'm going to put it at an angle like that, and we're going to use Whisper White craft ink and a sponge dauber. And so we are going to just ink that up and then just daub on the images here, and that will really soften our background. This is something you can do with all sorts of colors. Of course, it's more dramatic when you use white on dark, but you could also use colors on other colors of cardstock. You could use white cardstock and use several colors, or you could use the corresponding colors and just add a little bit of texture of the monochromatic type of a background here. So I'm just daubing everywhere that there is an image here, a design, I guess, on the cardstock here. Okay, and it doesn't need to be completely even. It's perfectly fine. There we go. Okay, so that really softens our background here. And we are going to, the crafting takes a little longer to dry, so we're going to set that aside, and we are going to make our leaves. So I am going to be using, let's try with this leaf here, the big one first, and I'm going to use Lost Lagoon. And by the way, I also send tutorials, PDF tutorials every week on Tuesday. And so you can subscribe there to my newsletter at bit.ly/tutorials for you. And you will also be notified of all the specials so that you don't miss anything. All right, so let me check here. See, my punch is this way for this leaf. And so I should actually punch it this way. Here we go. Okay, I am going to you can do either way. I'm going to do the outline first and stamp it in Lost Lagoon. And then I'm going to take the fill-in for the leaves here, but I'm going to stamp them off because they're a little too dark otherwise. And then they fit exactly on top here of these leaves, and color them. In one pass here, you have colored leaves. And then you can use the punch to punch them out. And you line it up, leaving a little bit of a border all the way around, making sure that the stem is in the right spot. Here we go. Okay. And then we are going to do the other leaf. So the other leaf is a little bit, there's a little bit of a trick to it. So this leaf has little flowers here, but first of all, I'm going to ink it completely in Lost Lagoon. And then I'm going to use the corner of my chamois here to remove the Lost Lagoon ink from the three flowers. Okay, may as well remove it from my block here as well to avoid any difficulties later. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my Berry Burst ink pad. I'm going to close this one here. Okay, and I am going to, with a sponge dauber, I am going to add the Berry Burst ink onto the flowers here. And that will really give it a pop of color. Okay. And image here is going this way on my punch, so it's just a little bit easier if you go the same way. Although because I have a strip here that's pretty narrow, it shouldn't be a problem, one way or the other. Okay, then we line it up on the punch. There we go. Okay, so ahead of time I have made another set of these two leaves here, and we are going to also punch the large one from vellum cardstock. So I'm going to punch two of those, 1 and 2. Okay, and now we are okay. Let's do also, no, we'll just leave it like that for now. Okay, and then I've die cut already my label for my greeting. I've used through Something Fancy dies to die cut this. It fits a lot of different kinds of greetings, even though I'm using the greeting sending hugs from the layering leaves. Actually, I could use a number of them, but I decided to use the sending hugs in this particular case. So I have this to indicate to me the placement. That's going to help me place my other pieces here. Okay, let's move that maybe here, and yes, let's, I'm not sure how to organize myself here. Okay, so I'm going to put my greeting in the center here, and then I'm going to put my vellum leaf here, and then the other one on top, and then this little flower here. Okay, and I'm going to use glue dots, and then these ones here will go here underneath, and they can get off the page a little bit because I have a fairly large margin around my around this piece here. So okay, I think it should be about right here, and it doesn't have to be exact, it's all right. Okay, so let's start with the bottom one. I want to put my the vellum piece first. All right, then we'll put the stamped image. And just offset it a little bit. And then the pretty flowers here. I really like these flowers. And we'll put them right about here. Okay, all right, now we'll do these ones here. Okay, so now let's stamp our greeting here. We'll set that aside, and I'm going to use the Sending Hugs and the Berry Burst ink pad. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to put this, actually, yes, that's okay. We're going to put that with dimensionals on our panel here. So I'm going to use 2 big dimensionals. Don't forget to subscribe to my weekly tutorials if you like the way this card turned out here. All right, okay, and then we're going to put dimensionals on the back here. Here is my card base. We will fold it in half and use our bone folder here to make a nice crisp fold. And then we can put our panel here, and I have another card to show you with the same kind of idea that you can use as well. Before we do that, let's add some pearls here. I'm using the iridescent pearls, and we'll add a few here if I can grab them. Okay, there we go. And so here's another idea with So the foliage is presented a little bit differently, and we've used a trim, the silver trim here, but you get the same idea here. So have fun making special cards that are still sweet and simple. See you soon.